Hi everyone, and welcome to my next video tutorial, which is going to be focused on utilizing the Django Chronos library, which is going to provide us with a set of middleware that we can utilize that's going to show us how fast our Django pages load right in our browser. As you can see, here's an example of that particular widget, which is going to display the request timing and query counts for our views and middleware. So let's go on ahead and learn how we can integrate this. Now, the first thing that you need to have set up, as always, is you need to have a very simple Django project that you want to apply this to. As you can see, I have one here ready and set to go. Right, so once you've got that ready and set up, let's go ahead and get started. So let's install Django Chronos. All right, so what we want to do is say pip install Django Chronos. And I'm going to go to my terminal and I'm going to say pip install Django Chronos. Okay, so it shouldn't take too long to install. Let's just wait for that. And there we go. Right, next we want to go ahead and add in the Django Chronos app to our list of installed apps. So we're going to add it to the end. So we can go ahead and copy the following, heading over to our project, go to our settings.py file, and then we can scroll down to our list here of installed apps. And right at the end there, we can go ahead and paste in Django Chronos. Next, we want to add in the middleware. Now, what's important here, as they specify, is that the order matters. So you want to put in Django Chronos middleware. And you can see at the end here denoted as Chronos start middleware, and in the second middleware, Chronos end middleware. So you want to add this on the start of your middleware list and then at the end. And all the middleware that we already have needs to be in the middle. So in other words, if I go to middleware here, everything that you currently have now needs to be in the middle. So let's go ahead now and add in the start, which will be Django Chronos.middleware Chronos start middleware. Okay, and as you can see the comments here, it must be first, must be last. So there's the first, and then we can go to the end, and must be last now. And we can add that. So if we look at our view here, we can now see we have Django Chronos start middleware and end middleware either side. Right, and that's all that you need for now. So make sure you have that set up. So you have the registered app and you have the associated middleware. All right, perfect. Now, before we go on ahead and run our application, we do need to modify the Chronos template because you're not going to see the widget appear unless we've made some modifications, because in every Django project, of course, we're going to have templates and we need to inject Django Chronos onto our template. So if we were to start our server, so if we say python manage.py run server, and if we were to head onto our application and refresh, you're going to see nothing. Okay, and the reason for this is, like I just mentioned, we need to inject the Chronos widget onto our templates. Now, it's very simple to do so. So what we're going to want to do is head on over to our templates directory for our application. So I'm using app level templates here. So I'm going to open up dashboard.html, index.html. Let me just switch the order. I have a login page and I have a registration page. So I want to make sure all of those are open. So here we have index.html, dashboard.html, login.html, and register.html. Now, in order for the Chronos widget to be injected on this page, we need to make sure that we encapsulate our HTML content, you could say, within body tags. So for example, if I go to index.html here, I will need to make sure I put in body. And then I'm going to indent all of the main content here and put in body. So that's what's going to be looked for. So now if I head on back here to my home page and I rerun my server, and refresh, we can now see we have this widget. And we can see now if you refresh, we're going to see the information, but you can see this doesn't look good because it's grayed and we have black text, so the readability isn't great. So what we're going to want to do is add in an adjustment with the CSS that is provided with the Chronos package / library. So what we're going to want to do is head on over to our directory, and you want to go to your virtual environment here. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and you want to go to venv. Then you want to go to lib, and I'm going to make this wider, and then you want to look for Django Chronos. Then you want to go to templates, and then here you want to select chronos.html. And this is the default template here. As you can see, it has some CSS attached to it, and it also has the structure here, which we can see in terms of the SQL section, the middleware section, the view section, and all of the data here being passed through. That's what you can see here at the top of as the headings and such. Now, what you want to do is scroll up, and here, if we zoom out here, and if I add in the space, we can see we have this style section here, which includes all of the CSS properties here. Now, if we just had our Django application running and we didn't have any particular templates, which of course wouldn't make sense to have any of that, you're going to see all of these settings will appear 100% perfect. Now, we do need to make a slight modification with the text specifically. So as you can see here, the text here is in black. So what you can do is you can add in the following code here that I've modified here, which is just going to set the text here to white. So it's specifically going to be geared towards the headings of the table and the data of the table within this container. So I will be sure to add this code as a pinned comment, so you can simply copy and paste it within style. So we can add that here. I'm just going to pin that back. Make sure you save your file. And now if you go back and you refresh, you can now see that looks a lot better, a lot clearer. And now you can see that widget is looking a lot more concise and how it shows up right here. Okay, so that is how you can go ahead and set up this widget and how you can inject it within your templates. Okay, so like I mentioned, if you just set up your Django project like normal and you don't add any templates or anything, it's going to automatically appear without you having to make any of these changes that I've shown you. But again, like I said, it doesn't make much sense because who's not going to work with templates in a Django project to some extent or another? But in any case, make sure you add this in. That's going to ensure that you can see this white text here appear. Now you can also go on ahead and change the color scheme here. So the rest of the properties are going to work nicely here. So for the background here, I'm going to set this to dark black, so ultimate 000. And if I reload, we can see it's now dark black. And let's say I want this color to be green. I can simply just go ahead and set the color here to a greenish color, a lightish green, and refresh. And now we can see we've got a more of a older and aesthetic 80s sort of looking table here. Okay, so that's how you can adjust it. Now let's say you don't want this on the left hand side, you want it to be to the right hand side. So essentially speaking, you can look at the properties here and you can adjust where it's going to be situated. So instead of left 10 pixels, you can just switch this property here to right 10 pixels. So if we reload, it's now on the right hand side, and I find this a little bit more convenient. So that's where you can see it. Okay, now in case the CSS hasn't refreshed for you and nothing's working for you here in terms of, let's say you changed a few settings here, you added in the color settings and whatnot, and it's not reflecting any changes and it's still blank, what you can always do is in Google Chrome, go to the three options on the right hand side, go to more tools, go to developer tools, right click here on the refresh icon, say empty cache and hard reload, right click again and hard reload, and just refresh, and it should then appear after all the changes you've made. Okay, so just a little bit of customization as well and how to get this widget loaded correctly. Now, as you can see here, if we look here in detail, so we have three sections, you could say. We have the middleware, we have the view for the current view that we're on, and we have a total. So we can see the parameters that it focuses upon. It focuses upon the CPU it takes, and this CPU will be for the middleware and the view, and then the total for that. And in terms of the SQL queries and such, is also going to reflect here how long it took and the number of requests. So notably, you'll see this specifically when we are logging in, for example. If you're logging into your website, this is when you'll start to see a request, and it's also going to show the total and the time it takes. So if I were to refresh here, you're going to see that the time here on the right hand side here is going to be, for example, on the view 0.88 milliseconds and then 1.19 milliseconds. Okay, so we can see that being taken into account. Okay, right. So if we go to another page on our application, so a template, if I were to go to register, we can see it now disappears. Now the reason for that is we need to make sure that we add in this body tag to the rest of our views. So we can now close Chronos, we don't need this for now, and it's put in dashboard, and we can just add that in. So you can skip ahead this video if you don't want to see this part. Otherwise you can just follow along. So I'm just going to now add in the body section for the rest. Okay, that's that. Register. Body. Okay, and let's adjust that. Dashboard. Okay. Okay, that's going to inject that. And there we go. So it's now attached now. So it will now be visible. So if I go to register here, it's going to show everything here, all the data, and login. It's going to show all of that as well. All right, there we go. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and do a few tests. So let's go and do that next. All right. So let's go ahead and log in a user. So I'm going to say, for example, test user, and I'm going to attempt to log in. And let's see the information here being populated as I log in my user. Okay, so here we can see some information in terms of CPU, SQL, and total. So the middleware took a total of 0.48 milliseconds to load. The view, okay, took 54.09 milliseconds. We can see here that it took, of course, 2 milliseconds here for the request here. So 2 queries were made here in the SQL table here. And we can also see the total that were made, and we can see the total time that it took here for the middleware and view, which is 54.57 milliseconds. So this is the most useful feature here that you'll see in this widget. It is, of course, just going to serve in terms of showing how fast our pages load, and that is the main thing to keep into account here with the actual value of this library here. And of course, the timing is going to be very important. And an extra thing here is also the query counts as well, which is going to count for you. But again, like I said, checking how fast your pages load can be very important, especially if you want to make sure that you're optimizing your application, your website, your queries, etc. This is where the real value comes in. So do keep that into account with your expectations and such. All right. So that is it for this video tutorial. I hope that it helped you and that you saw some value in it, and it does provide you with some value. Anyway, guys, thank you as always for the support and for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I know I took some time off for a while, but yeah, it's great to be back and to make content for you guys. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed, guys, and as always, thank you for the support, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.